this is really important, and it's really a sensitive topic. So please listen carefully to what Grant and I are saying, and if we misspeak, don't jump on us because we're doing the best we can. It's about the league's decision to play the Black National Anthem before games. Now, Iggy, is it before all games or only the first week of the season? I'm unclear on that, but either way, it's either the first week or all weeks, and someone out there can please help us. Look, I want to say the NFL has its heart in the right place. It wants to honor Black people, and there's been so much talk about police violence, especially toward Black men. And the league is trying to be socially conscious.
Yes.
And
do the right thing.
And to do the right thing. And again, its heart is in the right place.
Yes.
So please understand what I'm saying in my preamble.
Yes.
Sometimes when people do things with an open heart and a good heart, they don't always think of the consequences of their actions. And there are two things that trouble me about playing the Black National Anthem before football games. And I'll try to explain it. And again, please give me a break. One is, let's say they play the two anthems in Dallas before a game, and I don't know what order they would play them in. But let's say Black people stand up for the Black National Anthem, but some white people don't, which is going to happen. Or let's say some people stand up for the Star Spangled Banner, but some people, white or Black, don't stand up for it. Mm-hmm. I predict, also given there's going to be alcohol, people tailgate and all that, there'll be fights in the stands. Mm-hmm. I just see that happening somewhere where people feel disrespected in one way or another. I'm not assigning blame on either side, but I think one unintended possible consequence of what the league is doing by meaning well, there can be fights in the stands. And what I'm saying, Iggy, there will be. Mm-hmm. The other thing is, think about it on a team. What if it's a predominantly Black league? What if some players on a team feel that certain white players aren't sufficiently respectful of the Black National Anthem, or vice versa? Some players are not sufficiently respectful of the Star Spangled Banner. Now you got tension in a team. And you would, and I think you will. And again, I'm not putting down the NFL, but I think this is another possible unintended consequence of a good action that there could be, I believe will be, tension on some teams because it could lead to misunderstandings. Iggy, do you have any trouble with anything I've said?
No, and the way I look at this is like it's most likely a corporate solution to a very complicated issue. And the people who decided on it are probably very rich white people with their heart in the right place. But and they're probably thinking, okay, so a lot of Black players don't want to stand for the national anthem, so let's give them an anthem they want to stand for. It's probably that simple. And I get that. But I think what this also is, and I defer to Black people. Like if you're Black and you're watching and you feel like this is a great idea, I'd love to hear why, because I'm open-minded. But from a white Jewish man's perspective, it looks like what's the word? Why am I segregation. Looks like segregation to me. Like what's next? Like white and Black water fountains, white and Black bathrooms. So after 50, I mean, the civil rights movement was 50 years ago, and 50 years later, what we've decided is the height of social consciousness is separation.
Meaning two separate anthems.
Really? That's the best we can do in 2021? I don't know. There's no common ground for Americans in 2021. That's the way I see it. But maybe Black people see it differently. Maybe it means a lot to them to have a Black national and to be acknowledged that way. It just feels like segregation.
I would say Black people do feel differently, and you and I are not equipped to even feel how they feel.
If they want it, they can have it. If they would say, no, you don't understand. This means a lot to us. Shut up. I'll shut up. I'm asking, does it not feel like segregation? Do you like this? Is this what you want from the NFL?
Meaning have two separate anthems.
Yeah. Is this the solution that you like, or is this more of kind of an empty gesture?
Okay.
And maybe a wrong-headed gesture.
Well, I'm concerned about it. I'm concerned that it's going to lead to disharmony. And the way Iggy perceives it is separation, where we want to bring the country together, e pluribus unum. Here, where now we have two separate.
You're fighting racism with segregation. That's the way I see it. It's like, it doesn't seem like the solution to racism, segregation. Just keep people separate. Okay, everyone. I don't know, but I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
Here's one thing. I have a suggestion. It'll never happen. It's a radical suggestion. I'm against playing any anthems at the games.
Wasn't that one of your first columns that you wrote for the Chronicle in like 1979?
Yes, when I came in, one of my first columns was "Don't play the national anthem anymore," and people got very polarized. And there's a chapter in my book about it. Let me just say this. So I'm saying rather than add a national anthem, subtract all national anthems. And I'm going to give you a reason. Iggy and I have been, Iggy's been to hundreds of games. I've been to thousands of games. And they play, any sport you name that I go to, they play the Star Spangled Banner. Iggy, you know as well as I do that in the press box, it's a joke.
Yeah.
It's a joke. Everybody stands, but begrudgingly, because, we have to do this again.
Yeah.
There's a performer, and this performer is trying to make a statement and bringing out the notes, and someone will get out a stopwatch.
Oh, yeah.
And routinely and say, he's going over 2 minutes.
2:30. Yeah.
And people will laugh, right?
Sometimes people will place bets on how over under 2:15. What are we thinking here, guys? What are we thinking?
That happens all the time.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is playing let's even put out the black for a minute. The national anthem, playing it's become a joke in press boxes. I think a lot of people in the stands do it begrudgingly also. Oh, now I got to stand up, step on the peanut shells and do this. And what I think is after a while, you don't hear it.
Yes.
You don't hear it. It just becomes a burden.
Yeah.
So what I think is they should play the national anthem on certain days, July 4th, like at baseball games, July 4th,
Veterans Day,
and the Black National Anthem on Juneteenth.
Yeah.
And if you
That's a good idea. I like that.
Yes.
That.
I would think it would be
That's
great.
Cool.
Play that or on, I don't know what Martin Luther King's birthday is. I don't know. But on
that wouldn't affect baseball season, but NBA can do it.
Yes, the NBA. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think if you would feature the Black National Anthem in sports on appropriate days, and if you would feature the Star Spangled Banner on appropriate days for our country, people would really hear it and literally rise to the occasion. And that's my solution, but I don't believe it would ever happen.
Yeah. All right, let's take some questions. The main threat says, I'm a black man and I honestly feel like this is nothing more than a token gesture, make real progress on the ground in the local communities. Yeah.
I love it. Thank you.
Get some black coaches. That would be more helpful than this.
Yeah, get more black coaches.
Get more black coaches. There were two more, just a second. Okay. Porn star Jimmy says Roger Goodell is ruining the NFL with all the politics. Make him resign. I think he's not going to resign. He's making about $50 million a year, but maybe he'll retire eventually. I don't know. Brandon says media being burned on Mac Jones info, not hearing a thing about Warner's deal till it's done, and these things to read into regarding Niners PR culture. Niners have a new PR director. So, I mean, a lot of the Niners stuff is their reputation with the media is Jed York and people at that level. But they have a new PR director. I don't know how the Niners do business anymore, so we'll find out. I did my research, though. I heard he's very professional. So
that you've asked about him and you've heard he's very good?
Nothing, but he's extremely professional is what I've heard. So
it's so nice to hear, Iggy.
Yeah. All right. That's our last topic. I think that was a good discussion.
Iggy, I really appreciate it. And I hope people aren't angry at us. We really tried hard. And, you said things I didn't understand. I couldn't have understood on my own. And you helped me in this discussion, which I must admit I did with fear and trembling.
Yeah, I don't want to upset anyone at all. This is more of a discussion that we're coming to as outsiders, and we're acknowledging that we're open-minded if someone has a different take, but this is the way we look at it. And I understand probably the people in the NFL see it one way, but looked at another way, it's just segregation. It doesn't seem like the right solution. There's got to be more meaningful, better ways to accomplish what they're trying to accomplish.